it's Clipper King returning for another review, and as you see, it's another NBA figure. This time it's the LA Lakers, Kobe Bryant by Entebbe. Let's move in. A quick cheeky look at the pose, the packaging, and I will start off by saying that the Michael Jordan review should already be up. The Kobe Bryant one is coming now, obviously, and the LeBron James one will follow. What I might actually do, thinking about it, is upload them all together but then publish them all at the same time, just so I can sort of gauge which figure gets the most interest. But anyway, I will also say, quite importantly, this figure is for sale as of the end of this review, and I'm going to sell it for exactly the same price I paid for it. So I don't want no offers, it's low anyway. I paid £110 for the figure and I paid £12 shipping. So anybody in the UK wants this figure off me, feel free to offer me that exact amount and it's yours. The reason I'm selling it, there's no damage to the figure. The figure is an excellent figure, or a really good figure. You'll get an indication of my thoughts on the figure, my likes and dislikes. The only reason that I am selling it is because there's now a version 2 available, which comes with a stand, same as Kobe Bryant, fucking Kobe Bryant, same as LeBron James and Michael Jordan, and that is the main reason that I'm getting the other version. What I know of the other version is that they have slightly altered the outfit, and I'm not sure about the body and the head sculpts. I can't tell you on that. The trainers also have altered. I will say as well, these trainers that are wearing here, the Olympic trainers, the silver Adidas, they didn't come with a figure, or they didn't come as standard with a figure. These were optional extras, so to speak. So whoever buys it, I will be keeping these silver trainers, but there is still 2 other pairs of trainers that this figure will include. So it will be a stock figure. I've made some small alterations to the outfit to improve it, but I will go through all that. But like I said, this figure is for sale as of after this. 2 people have showed interest already when I announced it last Saturday. So there's a couple of people, and if they do pay me straight away, then the figure's theirs. Anybody else who wants to jump in, likes what they see in this review, the figure is £110 plus £12 shipping. And like I said, I haven't made a single dime on that because that's what I paid, and I will cover that when I get to the value. Right, rolling on. Source material. I will say again, my interest in NBA has sort of grown recently, down to the fact that we got the 2K14 game on the PlayStation, and me and Callum have been caning it a little bit, and I really do enjoy the game. It represents the characters really well, and the game is really fluid, and it's a lot of fun actually if you're playing it 2-player. I've never played it online, so I don't know how good I really am, but me and our Callum pretty much share the wins between us. So yeah, in turn, buying these figures led me to go back to YouTube and do a bit of background work on Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, just to find out what I can. The way I understand it is, probably over the last 10 years, nobody's above Kobe. The way I understand it, I think I'd be right in saying he's picked up 5 championship medals, which is a feat in any sport, and up till recently would have been considered the best since Jordan. Some will argue that. Obviously people support different teams, so they would argue that, but that is the way I see it. I would think he'd probably be a top 10 player of all time. Again, I could be wrong, and my knowledge isn't vast enough to know that. But all I do know is Entebbe have caught this figure really well. I will also tell you what I know about it from the Sideshow Freaks or other people who picked it up, what they have been saying about the figure, and I'll tell you my thoughts on it. And like I said, we'll get some scores on doors and tell you my thoughts. Right, so source material. I think whereas a Michael Jordan, a passing fan would know him, somebody like a Kobe Bryant, other than the fact that he's had legal problems, he might not be an household name. In fact, he's probably not an household name, although, like I said, the NBA fans would respect him all the way, I would think. He's an all-star player, but like I said, the non-fans wouldn't know that. So I could easily give Michael Jordan a 5 out of 5 for source material. We are Kobe Bryant and probably any other basketball player. I would have to score it as a neutral and go for a 3 out of 5. Those in the know will know. Those who don't know won't know, if that makes sense to you. But yeah, I know him, but that's because I've gone out and I found the information I wanted. Other people might not have bothered to do that. So on source material, I will give it just a 3 out of 5. I just talk you through the pose. Again, the obvious thing is I'm using the new Goblin stand, and the reason for that is, like I've said, it didn't come with the dynamic Entebbe style stand. It came with that stand there, which I will mention in the extras. Doesn't really do this figure justice, so I've gone to the new Goblin stand, although this pose is like a dribbling style pose. Just come in, probably going to turn off, protecting himself, similar to one I did for the Jordan figure, but I think it actually looks better on this figure because of how the outfit moves and sort of the fact that certain joints are covered. So I do like this pose from any angle as well, to be honest. So you can see he's going to come round, just bounce the ball as he turns. Quite a fluid pose. So, right, moving on to the packaging. I will say, again, I do like this packaging. Respect to Entebbe for the materials they use for the boxers. I like the fact that they've gone for, other than the Jordan figures, the boxers are quite uniform. And they are uniform, I suppose. I meant that they are all of a theme. I've also got the LeBron James, obviously, so I know what it is, and I've seen the Blake Griffiths and the Derrick Rose figures, and they do come with sort of the jersey theme on the front, which I kind of like. Although I do prefer a figure shot or a real life shot, this doesn't have it. It does have the chrome signature again, and then obviously moving down it has the NBA logo, the Lakers, number 24, obviously Kobe's number, and then the Entebbe in the themed yellow and purple sort of look. On the side, get the LA Lakers, and on the other side, you get the NBA, but I can't show you because I've got it pushed pretty much up to the glass. I do like it. Inside, the right-hand side is the foam inlay, what the figure fits in. The left-hand side is the plastic clamshell with a low-tack tape. Again, I don't like that. I don't see the point to it. That's basically it. I don't like it about it. But like I said, all in all, I do like it. One thing I've noticed is, if you look close on the box, it shows sort of the perforated design of the jersey, which makes me think, well, if they knew that it was like that, then why didn't they do it on the actual figure jersey? But I'll get into the outfit shortly. But all in all, I do like the box. Probably not as much as I like the Jordan one, but I like it, and I think that an NBA fan, if they did collect every figure, it is a good backdrop to have your figure stood in front of if you're going to have them all lined up, so to speak. I don't think the version 2 changes the box at all, so I think if you got a version 1 or 2, you're pretty much getting the same box. But yeah, good. Better than average, so I'm going to give it a better than average score and give it a 4 out of 5. So we'll get him reposed and we'll roll on to the likeness. Moving on to likeness, and a strong category for this figure. Anybody who saw the pictures I put up a few weeks back on Facebook would agree. Both likenesses are really good. In fact, that don't go far enough. This likeness is really good. This is sort of the playing head in action. What's that? That is really good. The smiling head is fucking amazing. Awesome. I just think they've captured him bang on. So I will be talking him up and scoring obviously the strongest one, which to my opinion is the smiling head. Although it's not going to fit in every pose, I do think that looking at it there, and like I said, I took some photos with my iPhone the other day, and the lighting I got on it just made it look so realistic. I do think it is a really top sculpt, and respect to Entebbe on that. I'd say you can't fault their head sculpts and the paintwork. But yeah, so we'll talk about that one in a minute. Let's talk about the pose first. Thought going through my mind when I did that, they've either just won the game or just scored, walking back to a defensive position or off court. Just got his fist clenched, pushing out in front of him, feeling all fresh about his son or about the Lakers in general. Looking nice. So, yep. While he's in this position, I will point out a few things In fact, I'll point them out before I even do scope, because I will be coming to it shortly on outfit. A lot of people said it got floating shoulders, and I'll go into this more when I get to the outfit. But as you can see, a pose like that, you can see the shoulders are flush. The shoulder section of his outfit is flush to his shoulder, so they're not floating up like some have said they do. We'll point that out. And also another point out, I've got him in this position, just looking at the mechanism in the arm. Because of the rubber suit on the upper body, the mechanism looks a little bit too open, a lot too open, I suppose. I mean, this, I've got the arm pushed round quite a lot, so a lot of opposers won't see it, but I just want you to understand that it's not defective, it's just how the shoulder mechanism works inside this rubber upper body. So when I posed it, I thought it's worth mentioning that, because if a person gets it and sees that, they're going to think, hold on a minute, what's crack here? Why is it like that? But it is quite noticeable on this one. Not so much on Jordan. I think it's quite noticeable on LeBron, but it is on this one. So I just wanted to mention that. And I will cover it again when I get to the body or the articulation. But for the likeness, let's talk about this one. I do like this one. I suppose it's from the angle. I think they've captured, if you look at Kobe, his left eye is a little bit oriental looking. A little bit, I don't know if you would call it a lazy eye or how you would explain it. That is the way I would describe it. And they've caught it well. The look they've got for me, I like it, although it's an expression without being expressional, if you know what that means. It's neither determined, nor focused, nor angry. It's just sort of an open mouth sculpt, so you could do it while he were jumping a fadeaway shot or whatever. I suppose it would fit nicely, but it's an expression that's neither in nor there. But it is good, and it is a really good addition. Paintwork again, the fade on his hair, the sort of the change where, like, his forehead is kind of darker, but then as it comes down to his eyebrow, sort of lightens off. Down his nose is quite light, but in the recesses, the pores on his skin and everything, really, really good work by Entebbe. And like I say, anybody who knows Kobe will say that is a good sculpt. This one, like I said, if you watch interviews of Kobe or after game analysis programs or whatever, and you see him on it, you realise pretty quickly that this is a good sculpt. Again, they've just caught the sort of lazy looking left eye, the sort of sleepy left eye or whatever, slightly oriental looking. The mouth, the smile is, I don't know, look how it goes up at the left hand side. The teeth, or the formation of the teeth, how they lay, really, really accurate, very, very impressive. And like we've all said before, this camera's doing it no justice, or it's better in hand. Biggest two cliches in reviewing, but it is always the case, and it is self-explanatory. But you've got to believe me, in hand, it is awesome. I'm buzzing about it, and this is why, like I said, although I'm selling this figure, I do definitely still want this figure in my collection. I want the Kobe in my collection, because I know now how good the head sculpt is. So yeah, really, really good. Really impressed with it. Paintwork, sculpt, everything. Awesome looking piece. And I've got to say, if you did want to pose him out the ball, I'd go for a pose something like that, because it's very, I don't know, expressional. I do like that about it. So on the likeness, if I was just taking that head into account, I'd give it a 5. Throw into the mix that you get 2 really good head sculpts. I couldn't give it anything other than a 5 out of 5. Rolling on to outfit. And this is going to be an interesting one, simply because how it came, how I altered it, and what they've moved the new version onto, and if I agree with that or disagree. And obviously I'll be able to elaborate on this more when I get the version 2, now that Entebbe finally fucking put it in post. So yeah, we just moved down the figure, as you can see. Just scored a jumper. You can see his hands sort of hanging out there. The left hand where we're cradling the ball before it threw. Just coming down. Got one leg up. And just balancing basically on his toe on the other one. Again, like I said, I am using the new Goblin stand. So I think that's looking fresh as fuck. And respect to Uncle Clipper for showing you stuff like this. Right, What does the outfit include? I will say the jersey and the shorts, obviously the main part. I will say, colour-wise, for me, they're perfect. They do use sort of a lycra material. If I get nice and close, you'll see that there is no perforations, no dimples in the material, which old-style basketball vests would have. The stitched lining, like I said, the Michael Jordan had transfers on it. This one doesn't. It's got like layers of material on it. Inside it has like a tight white fitted, like a muscle singlet kind of thing. Transfers on the Lakers, the NBA symbol, and this. This is layers of material under the other arm. As we come around the back, transfers on his name and number. Different layers of material on the collar. And going down to the shorts, again, same thing. Stitched on side panels with a transfer at the bottom, the Lakers symbol. Different sort of the transfer effect around the bottom, which they used all over on the Michael Jordan. And again, transfer here. It comes with a knee pad, which is purple. And it also comes with the full length sleeve pad slash sort of thing in purple again. Looks really good. I like it. On appearance, I love it, to be honest. And of the 3 basketball players I've got, it is probably the most eye-catching. I think it's the combination of the yellow with the purple and the white number. It just looked good. Really, really eye-catching. Now, trainers-wise, we'll talk about, and I will come back to this on the extras, I suppose. When this figure originally released, it weren't released with these trainers. These, the way I understand it, are the shoes that he wore in the Olympics. They are before he went from Adidas to Nike, which I believe he now plays in. They're really well done. You can see the Adidas symbol on them, although it doesn't say Adidas anywhere on them. And again, if I show you the bottom, you can... In fact, I might be telling you lies, because it might say Adidas there. I think it does. Well, that's what it's supposed to say anyway. So yeah, the other 2 pair, which like a fucking mug I haven't put out here, but I will grab them quickly. Excuse me, unprofessional Uncle Clipper, you've let your send down, kid. They come with these 2 pair of trainers. Now, I will say, whoever buys it, these are the 2 pairs of trainers. He'll come wearing one and the other will be in the box in the slot that's done. These were an added extra. The guy that sent it had added these, but I will be keeping those for my new Kobe. So you will get these. Now, they're okay. They're decent enough scopes. What pisses me off is there's no markings on them, and I know it's to save the Nike license you would have to use, but I don't know. I just think compared to the Jordan trainers that came, and probably even the ones that LeBron comes wearing, they're just a little bit of a step down quality-wise. Now, if I was keeping this version, and therefore these trainers, I would go and get some black paint, and I'll put the Nike symbol on them and on the inside, and basically just tidy them up a bit and make them look more realistic. They are a good copy of the shoes that he wore, but like I said, I don't know, they didn't go that extra yard with them. Again, you would need a purple tick in there to make them look accurate, and I think it's a black one on these. So that is what I would do. But like I said, of the 3 trainers that I've got, or sneakers, whatever you want to call them, the silver Adidas ones are the best, but I will be keeping them, so they won't be available with this figure. Just want to make that clear. Right, the problems that I knew of with this figure. A lot of people said it had got like a floating shoulder, like that the thing pushed... See, don't do it at all now. The thing sat too high up, too far up his neck, and didn't look right. Nah, I think that were down to one main key factor. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to switch the pose so you can see it. So bear with me 1 second. Right, as you can see, I've just put the arm down. Right, because they've used layers of material, like the purple, stitched to the underside of the yellow, and same with the collar in here, and then there's a seam.
when I first got it inside that, there were just a massive bunch up of material, which made the collar sit up like that. So if you're looking at it, the collar seemed to be like, the shoulder section seemed to look like that. Now, for me, I thought, surely the people who are nitpicking it, it's a quick fix. Surely it's just a case of excess sort of material under there. Now, what I did is, first things first, I took it off, I steamed it, sort of flattened it down, ironed it, pressed it, whatever you want to call it. I steamed the material to get it laying flat so there were no awkward looking creases. I did it on the inside as well and tried to put this section here, I tried to sort of iron it so it would lay flat. Even doing that wouldn't help it because there's too much ruck up of material in there. So what I did is, some really sharp scissors, I cut away all the excess material. Obviously not cutting that close to the stitching that the stitching would fray or come out. That's what I did. I cut away all the excess. All the underside that run under there, where the purple met the yellow, where the two sections, the front and back section met on the inside, I cut that away. And I thought, now it's short, might it fray? And I thought, well, there's a way that you can stop it doing that. And if I get in close, you might see what I did. Looking at the material, once it were done, what I did is, I got like a naked flame, so to speak, and kind of quarterized and sealed all around where the stitching are. So if you feel that now, it's sort of got like a sharp feel to it kind of thing. You know, like melted material, basically. I did that on that side, and the other, took away all the excess layers and shit like that. And then I same under here, look. You see? Right on the edge of the material, I just sort of singed it, quarterized it, whatever you want to call it, just to take away all the excess material that were inside. Because, I'll say, I've seen this on Sideshow Freaks, the version 2 comes with an outfit more like LeBron's. So, not perforated, but sort of the look of a more up-to-date basketball vest, which is, I suppose, it's better for the scale. The downside is, it's a really washed-out looking yellow. Where this is perfect colour-wise, the version 2, I think they've killed it a little bit. But like I've said before, if I wanted to make the best available Kobe out there, then I would have been selfish and kept this outfit and put it on the version 2 with a new stand. I'm not going to do that. I know that this is a better outfit than the second version with these mods done. Sort of the internal sort of material cut away and sort of singed, quarterized, or whatever you want to call it. Because now, it's just a matter of posing it in position and it will lay like there. That's just a case of that one's tucking in. You know what I mean? Because I've been posing it's not right. So, as this is, I think that's the best available outfit that you can get for a Kobe Bryant. That's the best Lakers outfit you're going to get, even including the version 2. But like I said, I think that because I'm selling this figure, I should sell it with the appropriate outfit. So like I said, I think if you tinker with it, again, another thing, somebody said, well, to pull it down, why don't you just tuck his vest into his shorts, then pull his saggy shorts down, and that in turn will do that. It would do that, but after a bit, it would pull back up, and when all the material were there, it still wouldn't pull it to a level where it looked correct. So that is how I've altered the outfit. I've done a really good job of it, and now it looks really authentic sort of thing. And like I said, although it's not the dimpled material, I do think it really suits this thing, and I stand by what I said. This is the most eye-catching of the 3 NBA players I've got. Like I mentioned, not overly keen on these. If I were keeping this figure, then I would put the Nike symbols on the inside and outside of each shoe. I'd get the correct colour and I would modify them. But I didn't want to start fucking about with a figure that I always intended to sell. So, on the outfit, like I said, I really like the colour and I really like how it falls now. But because I had to fuck about with it, I can't rate it highly because it didn't come out of the box like that. So, I'm only going to give the outfit a 3 out of 5. Like I said, if I were just reviewing on the one that you're seeing now, I would have given it a 4 out of 5, same as the Michael Jordan. I wouldn't have given it a 5 because it's not intricate or in-depth enough for me to warrant that. Again, like I said, I do like the straps or the pads, whatever you want to call them, because they do hide messy joints, so I do like that as well. Again, I've knocked it down because of the trainers as well, so I am only giving it a 3
out of 5. Moving on to articulation. And this is a strange one because with a body like this, I've always said it's sort of functionality against aesthetic. What does it look like compared to how does it move? You can make allowances on like unsightly joints if it looks amazing. Now, it's a funny one because in certain poses it does look amazing, although there's something a little bit untidy about it. And I don't know. It's a strange one as well because the Jordan or LeBron don't look it. It's just this one, and I don't know if this is the reason they've gone back and done the second version so fast. Did they put this one out and didn't like certain things about it? I.e., like I said, the shoulder joints that you can see from certain angles are a little bit obvious. The fact that the sort of knee is a little bit too obvious. Obviously, you don't see this one because of the pad. The fact that the head, for example, it's on. In fact, I'm not going to take it out in this pose. But the head pops off easy, and it's not really on a ball joint. It's just sort of on a stick, so it comes on and off. It comes on and off easy, but I don't know. It's kind of like the body were rushed out. It weren't ready when it was put out. Although it's stupid to say because it does look so good in certain poses, like I say. Sorry, articulation. Anyway, you get it at the top of the neck. Again, with a rubberized neck, be careful because sometimes you do find that the jawline is sort of scuffing up the rubberized neck. The arms articulate at the top. Really, really good articulation in the shoulders. Probably better than Jordan's, but like I said, the trade-off is the visible joint section inside. The rubber don't fit it correctly, if you know what I mean. The seam that you can see down the arm is a little bit unsightly for me. Only a single bend elbow. The wrists are pretty good and well concealed. The crunch inside the body, it is like a soft rubber up to here. There's a crunch joint and rotation at the hip. I will say on this one as well, it feels quite a lot looser than the Jordan. Not so it can't stand up straight, not that loose, but a lot looser, more freely moving. Not so much a ratchety effect. I will say, again, the seam, got the tattoos that I will show. Quite well done. Not as good as LeBron's, but looks pretty good. And you don't see most of them anyway because of the arm pad, so to speak. Again, the visible joint mechanism at the back of the shoulder. Most posers you won't have, and other people will review this and won't even tell you that, particularly on a figure that they want to sell. But I think it basically sells itself, because what I would say is, aside from all these things that I can't understand about it, it's still an awesome figure. So it's like, in spite of its weaknesses, it's still really good. So yeah, the double bend knee, rotation on the upper leg, really wide splits it will do, and then good ankle articulation. So pretty much same as the Jordan, although it's not just a recast of the same body, which I do really like, because that'd take away the scale between the figures. Are they slighter, are they bulkier, and that sort of thing. So I do like it. I will say as well, certain little details like the veins on the legs and the arms are a nice touch. The texture of the skin, it still has pores, it's not just a flat mould. Same on the neck, it has creases, the Adam's apple. So yeah, I think it is a good body. They should have just tidied it up around the edges. That would be my thoughts. So articulate. I give Jordan a 4, just because this one is a little bit like a gnat's fucking nutsack wider on the gaps, like on the knee and around the shoulders and that sort of thing. It makes it a tiny bit unsightly compared to the Jordan, but the articulation is just as good, smoother if anything. So I am going to give the articulation, or the body, whatever you want to call it. I will say as well, the hands do swap out nicely. But like I say, on the articulation / body, whatever you want to call it, I'm only going to give it a 3 out of 5 this time. Moving on to extras, and I'll do value as well while we're here and sum it up. Right, as you can see, I just explained the pose, gone back to the awesome smiling head, pretty much got him. You see them when they're playing, they'll come a point in game where they're fucking blowing out their arse, they're knackered, and they get that crouch forward, hands on just above the knees, And normally it's when they're stood talking to somebody, they're having a sly chat, probably fucking figuring out where they're going to go that night. You'd be like, Kobe to LeBron, and be like, now then, have you got any fucking bitches lined up while you're down here in LA? And fucking LeBron will be like, yeah, of course I fucking have. And Kobe's like, tag us in on a couple, pal, 'cause I'm struggling a minute. I don't want our last fight night. They're normally whispering in each other's tab. Both be leant forward like that, pretending they're having a little breather, but they're not. They're talking about bitches and hoes. So that's what's happening there. So I've got him in that pose, got him smiling, because he's thinking I'm going to get my end away tonight. That's what's happening there. Just to explain that to you. So obviously, what came with it? The figure, the shoes might have come with some versions. Like I said, were an additional extra and a really good touch. Of the 3 pairs, this is my favourite by a million miles, as you can tell. I hadn't even had the other 2 pairs on. You can see, because I'm using this base, it didn't come with the good NBA style base that I've now got to buy in my version 2. So that were lacking. It did come with a standard black Entebbe base that I hadn't even set up here. It's okay, but I don't know, you can position the figure, but I don't know, you're not going to let you do too many like dramatic slam dunk poses or like that. But like I said, that is the base it came with. Moving down, you did get the championship trophy. Like I said at the beginning, I think Kobe's won 5, so that is could represent any one of those. The second sculpt, again, which is really, really good. I think you can display either head with pride, knowing you've got a really good Kobe. Moving forward, the 2 different pair of shoes, like I said, the black, purple and yellow. They want the Nike ticks painting on, and I think that'll really set them off a treat. And then you've got the white, purple and grey ones. Again, you want the Nike tick painting on. Moving on, the magnetic Spalding. As you can see, I've got an hand attached to it. They do hold really well, these hands, with the magnets. So yeah, a gripping left hand, a pointing right hand, and sort of a 3-throw right hand. So you position it like that, as if you just released the ball. Relaxed right and left, and fist right and left. And then the 2 would be what I would class as the catching hands, but you could use them hands on hips or hands on knees, as I've done here. So that is everything that comes with it. Like I said, just to show you, that is the Entebbe stand that it comes with. It's one of those that folds out the bottom with the adjustable eye. It's okay, it holds the figure up, but I don't know. I think they knew themselves that they should have included the proper base, and that's probably why they've done the version 2. So to score it on the extras, like I said, the Jordan came with a good base and better trainers, but didn't come with an head. Jordan came with the MVP trophy, but didn't come with a championship one. So it brought different stuff to Jordan, but in some ways better, some ways worse. So I am still going to give it a 4 out of 5, mainly because of the head sculpt, if I'm honest. And if the trainers were better, that would have definitely come fine. But the fact it didn't bring the base as well, if it brought the base and the spare head, then I probably would have bumped it up. But on extras, I'm only giving it a 4 out of 5. Value, like I said at the beginning, I paid £110 and £12 shipping, which is really good value, because this figure for the new one I've just bought from Entebbe has cost me 155, 160 quid to get from Hong Kong to England. So obviously I can't knock the value on this. So again, I'm going to give the value a 5 out of 5. So that takes the total score to a 27 out of a possible 35. A bit less than Jordan, but a really good figure nevertheless. Like I said at the beginning, anybody who's interested in buying this figure, let me know, because it's going to be like first come, first serve, unless it gets into some kind of bidding war. Like I said, the price I want is £110 and £12 shipping. That's in the UK. And I ain't got much battery left, so I'm just going to say, for now guys, this is a Clipper King. Look out for the LeBron James one that's coming soon. But for now, I'm out of here.